I love that intro.
Hey, welcome back, guys, to another Let Loose Dog Talk.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Hap-
sir.
Happy Wednesday.
What up?
Yes,
What up?
sir.
What up?
Happy
Something
Wednesday.
like that.
It's hump
We
day
got
somewhere.
we got Mr. George, aka Top G, for second part. It's gonna be a good one.
Um,
No
Welcome
holds
back,
barred.
sir.
good to be back. Good to be back. Don't set me up too bad now. Yeah, man. What's going on, everybody?
All right.
Yes,
What up,
sir.
man?
Yes, sir. What's the new? What's the latest in y'all's neck of the woods right now?
Hey,
Same thing, dogs. Just everyday thing, work, family.
Right,
Yes.
All that good stuff.
right. Well,
hold on.
man.
Hey, Dennis, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Again, hold on. Hold on, guys. I think Dennis, because he's hosting. I think he's having a. Because George, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I hear you. That's fine.
Yeah, George, you could hear me too, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I'm here, Ernest.
I can hear
Okay, I
you.
just don't hear Dennis or Gam.
That's because you don't want to hear me.
Ah, you can't see me. You can't hear me.
Hey, Megan, how's it going?
I
Megan,
never
what's going
do.
on?
What's up,
Hey,
again?
but Dennis, are you?
No, Ernest, I think it's in your end. If you can hear me or Gam, try logging out and log back in, and probably that will fix the issue.
Uh,
Yeah, I can.
You can hear me now.
Nah, I'll be back.
Yeah, log out and log back in.
yeah.
So how's everything, Mr. George?
Everything's going good, man. I'm excited about being here. We got some good news today. I haven't been, like I told you guys last week. Haven't been doing a whole lot of bulldogging. Trucking kind of took me away from what I loved. And of course, like I said, my kids graduating and not having the manpower to do what we was doing for a season, but still available to do a breeding here or there with other bulldoggers. And so connected with a good brother out of North Carolina, and he had a Brumley Jip who's looking for some athleticism from a male, and we had T'Challa, the Jackson I told you about,
Yeah.
that we out of my girl Marvell, and 24 inches, big head, natural tuck, good angulation, has some ability to clean her up, and she would add maybe some girth to the puppies. And yesterday, she dropped 5, so that's some
Oh,
good news.
nice. How
And
many males and females?
3 males and 2 females.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
heck yeah.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah, man. It feels kind of good, to have that going on. I'm not sure that she's done anything. You think she's done, 24 hours, but how they are. Sometimes they can carry, because she was a big girl, she can carry them up high,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
so it's possible that she may have um another couple up in there. I talked to him before we got on here live to kind of feel a little bit in this press and hold to see what we can find, because he didn't get a chance to X-ray. But nevertheless, he's happy, and that color came through, man. It's no one, almost a black one, 3 brundles and 1 fawn. Y'all remember Mr. Brumley's male Bullwinkle?
Oh, yeah, yes.
Yeah. If he was giving crap, he might have a little funny jaw or whatever. But he was a big dog, People in the
Yes.
country don't care about this stuff. And Brumley never bragged to be a modern show guy, but I had great respect for what he did with dogs. The weapons skills are off the chain. I visited his spot when I was transporting dogs, and you wanted a big dog, you had him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's one in that looks exactly like Bullwinkle. Yeah, same color, same markings, everything, and so we're excited about that. So that's the latest in the bulldog world development in my lane. Nothing nothing huge, you know. Got my Jip back, the little chocolate one we had, and she's back in the backyard recovering. And I know where we're gonna go with her. I got one of my males off of 50 BMG and Goldie. No, 50 BMG and Pepper. He's down in Swainsboro, Dublin, and we're gonna use him on her, which would be a good line breeding. She being a red granddaughter and he's a red grandson. So that's gonna click, I believe. And one of our Jips out there in Louisiana, she just came in heat either yesterday or today. So we're trying to line her up. And we got something special on. So we'll make a little noise here.
Yeah,
you know
definitely doing that comeback. Yeah.
You know, I ain't never went nowhere. That's the thing. It's just finding a different lane to get in, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what we've done. Because it's always family first, and dogs come way down the line for me.
Yes, sir.
And I've never made my living off of dogs, and that's that. And people that know me know that. And so, but it is good to be involved and have my finger on some of the posters down in the South anyway.
Nice.
Yeah. Trying to get a hold of Frost, Deacon Frost.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want to use Andre on this Jip we got in Louisiana. I couldn't get him today. Hopefully I'll get him tomorrow. If he catches his podcast, I'm name dropping for Andre. Andre, to me, I like Andre, the nice dog, and I want to.
He is honestly. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's not giant, but he's not small. He's put together. You know what I mean? Kind of got an old school look to him. Good angulation, good legs on him. Short back dog. I like him. I like him a lot. And if I had time to borrow him and put him in the ring, it wouldn't be long before he get a title on him. And I think he'll earn it too. You know, he's a well-put dog.
Yeah, he's a good-looking boy for sure, definitely.
Yeah,
and he brings a lot to the table. So he'll fix some programs out there that need some help.
He can, you know. Yeah. He actually has and the genetics is there. You know,
who, me?
No, lightweight. But so we're talking about Andre, Ernest.
Deacon Frost dog.
Yeah, Deacon Frost dog. I like him. I love his look and his structures. I mean, this his natural poses. Just like it makes you stop and look at him. You know.
True.
Yeah. So we'll see if I can get hold of Deacon and we can work something out. And me, him, and Chris, Raw Douglas from down in Paparazzi, we can get that thing going. We're gonna tighten this breeding up here soon. Fingers crossed. If not, we got a plan B for sure.
You always have to have a plan B just in case.
Always a plan B.
Man, you better know it, because you know when you've AI shipped semen a couple times and it's not working, and the Jip has had puppies before, you know. It's time to go back and do a live tie. And she got pregnant with my live tie before, and the uterus is fine, had all that checked. You know, you got to go back to the grassroots because that just hadn't worked for her, you know.
True.
And so we're gonna try to get her tied up for real. And you know, some people don't like it, but I'm an old school guy. I'd rather do a live tie any day.
Yeah, definitely.
Any day, for sure. Yes, sir. So what's going on out there in California?
Hey, the weather's good, so you know everything's all good. We got well, Gam has some a breeding he just did.
Okay,
it's a female I produced and a boy that he produced. So I think they complement each other very well. So that's in the on the Gam side. I did a breeding a couple of weeks ago, so I'm not 100% sure on it yet. So I'm waiting on the owner's dog to confirm if she took or not.
Right.
Yeah.
So Dennis, man, you know, I haven't ever met you, but you way out there in Cali. I'll say this, and not knowing you personally, your branding has far reach, you know, and for the style of dog that you breed, you know, a lot of people like it, aesthetically pleasing, you know, good looking dogs, not necessarily my phenotype. But I like it, if that makes sense.
No, appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I can appreciate the work that people put in for these dogs to build what they're looking for. But I think, like we talked about the last show, once you get honed in on what you agree that's a standard for the dog with whatever registry you're gonna do the most work in, then that's kind of where you should stay at, you know. And so, you know, that trying to build and maintain that 24-inch male can be a challenge.
It is, yeah,
You know,
definitely.
because the tighter we breed, the shorter they get.
Yep.
It's inevitable.
Well, you
You
know
know.
what, George? I don't know if I agreed that much on that. Just I'm trying to see if that theory is true, and I'm doing it. I've already did a couple of inbreedings where my males are taller than the original sire.
Okay.
You know, but like I said, it's a theory that I kind of want to put to play to see if it really does come true, because I believe it's selecting where it comes to play, whether you go smaller, you go bigger.
Well, and I think you, because so this is what I've learned. If your stock male, if your top male is at that standard, 23, 24. And for me, again, Red was my standard dog.
Yeah.
And I was he did outproduce himself. Almost all of his sons were bigger than him, and a lot of the females were as tall as him, and nearly every one of them reached 90 plus pounds.
Mhm.
And it did speak, although Taraja wasn't a big girl, but she had big dogs behind her.
Yeah.
And so if you're breeding tight off of one side and you bring in an inject to maintain the hybrid vigor, not necessarily add more muscle or whatever, but you keeping that breed line fresh off from the gyp side, maybe a total outcross, and you got a tight male, you got to maintain that size, even bigger,
Yeah.
you know, because females bring a lot to that foundation, sometimes more than the male, you know, depending on who's holding the stick, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
But females will pass on those attributes too, man. You know, Pepper, you know, she was a Storm daughter. Storm was, you know, out of Dean stuff, and Storm wasn't as big as Pepper. Pepper had that body mass, like the kind of like the Bubba / Hamish, if you would, but her head type was more like her mom's. You know what I mean? But as she's gotten older, I saw her on video the weekend. My daughter went to see her down in Little Wissy, and it was great, man. The head got fatter over time. She was probably 7. And man, she was a big dog. I mean, she's every bit 95, 100 pounds. She's a big girl, big old fat rear end and broad chest, and she's more muzzle than her dad had, but she's a big, pretty piebald girl, you know, with those pretty green eyes and a red nose, you know. But she didn't always look that way. She matured slow.
Okay.
You know, but she threw on her litters, man. Outproduced herself.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that male we're going to use, he's just over a year and a half, and he's 120 plus pounds and not fat, bro.
Man.
He got him to the scale the other day, and he was 120.
There you go.
At the vet. So, I mean, if it clicks, it clicks. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, sure.
So, George, I want to clarify some things that we had some spectators that they didn't want to kind of give you the knowledge of you hosting. And I want to clarify this. You never say you were the first African American to host an American Bulldog show. You say you were the first NKC.
That is correct, sir.
Okay, yes, because
I never said show.
Yeah, we had some spectators that got mad about that, and you know, they made their little post and you know try to downplay you and say, you know, you were not the first guy that did it. But like I told these guys, I was like, George never said he was the first guy. He said he was the first African American man to do it for the NKC.
And that was correct. And I didn't lie on that one, and I validated it through the NKC. Being in contact with Dale and Kim, the registrar. Yeah, it had been done because, as you know, most of the NKC shows were in the southeast. But it's a worldwide registry. You got some in Europe, Canada, like that. But that one, and make no mistake about it. A show is a show, but when we live in a space where there's still a lot of first happenings, and I didn't harp on that so much as being part of the advertisement, but part of my branding was the Buffalo Soldier American Bulldog Club, which is an exclusive Facebook group primarily put together for African Americans and its constituents. I said it like that. So you had to be either very close to someone that looked like me and or cool with us, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
As you know, Dennis, you know what I'm saying? You're in there. So, or at least understand some of the struggles. And it's not to say that and I got called a racist and all this stuff. I got called, oh my God, I read something. What? I'm one of the most fairest, lovingest dudes you ever want to meet. But I was recognized in these Bulldog spaces that it got cliquish. And anytime, someone of color often accomplished something, it was sometimes minimized. You know what? Let me see if I can pull us together. We're gonna fight, have disagreements everywhere. But if we can help us fix us and you not tell me how to fix us, I thought it was valuable. Let me and Ernest go over here and fight it out. And we box it, and it ain't everybody's business that we didn't get along. It's our business. You know what I'm saying?
True. Yep.
And if we're gonna embarrass ourselves, let us embarrass ourselves together. And you don't need to know that.
Yeah.
And I thought that was valuable because I've been living long enough and I've been in the South the real South long enough. There's some things that we're still working through. Me and Dale had this heavy conversation. And for several years there, I believe the influence that we had through that board and communication at shows, man, and it was evident that the shows, at least for 2 or 3 years, was very greatly impacted in a positive way because of what we did.
Yeah.
I'm not saying me, but the people in the group that helped me push and promote, they showed up, they came out, guys who had never shown before, they champed out dogs, they networked, and if I had a couple bucks for every dots that I helped connect, either through the board or I physically put the hands together, man, I could take a few weeks off, bro.
Yeah, see.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what it's really all about, networking. When it comes down, I mean, think about how many folks that from what I've heard, visited John D and Scott and all those others, the pioneers, and I thank God for my brother Brian Hill, the gatekeeper, LB Lines, those guys stuff first, the folks overseas had to start somewhere, and the dormancy was there. And so why not be the first of an African American to do something? Why not be a trendsetter? Why not take the blows in public? I can handle it.
Yeah.
For the most part, I didn't lose my cool when somebody came at me sideways. Let the works that I've done speak for me. And that's not to say I don't have some marks out there. I owe a few people some puppies. I owe some downs, but based upon the dog's production, we'll take care of that.
Yeah.
I don't back off of that. You're trying to embarrass me? Go ahead. I stand on my 10 toes. If I'm not gonna pull your underwear down, so to speak. But I can handle the pressure. And so for that show, we gained some respect, but we also lost some friends too, because everybody that say they're for you is not for you.
True that.
And the amount of success you had, Dennis, and the amount of people you helped of all colors, the travel and the development of your lines, I'm just met, Gam, so I don't really know so much about him per se. But you're gonna take some blows, but when you're developing your brand, and it's more than just the dogs, you're gonna take some lumps. And we took some lumps, and I definitely found out that everybody that said they was for me was not for me, bro.
Yeah, no, and that's true. I feel George too. I don't know what it is. Like I like the dogs to speak for themselves, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Red, he was a beautiful dog. The dog that Deacon has right now. What's
Mhm.
his name?
Andre.
Andre. Beautiful dog, right?
Yeah.
That just inspires me to produce better, right? Like, man,
Yeah.
that
Right.
but I give props where props go. I'm not gonna hate on
Mhm.
the guy because he has a nice dog, structurally beautiful. No, that just makes me want to, man, you know what? I gotta work harder on my thing to have something like that. But some
Yeah.
people finds jealousy with that, you know. I don't know what it is. They hate on it. And I think that's where we're going wrong. Instead of being, working with each other, having a balance through, okay, hey, it's good competition. Hey, but man, let's ride it. Let's try to improve each time we breed dogs.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's okay to be authentic. You know what I mean? Dude, I mean, I just I wish you could have came out here, man. Uh, we had dude. I raffled off an AR set, AR-15 set.
Yeah.
I raffled off a regular rifle one time. I think we had um what do we have? We had food truck out there, trucks. We had homemade peanuts and homemade this and that. You know what I mean? Granted, it wasn't a big arena or
Yeah.
whatever, but and that's great if you got those assets. But where we are, co-located here in Grovetown, we had a nice gymnasium with clean bathrooms, um, access to the hotel where we had the icebreaker at. Man, they loved it.
See?
We used the home two suites, and they raved over that. I mean, they was like, "Yo, this is nice." What? And it's pet friendly, and it was right up the road. It wasn't 20 miles away. It was 5 miles away, 4 miles. You know, and all the accommodations around the hotel. We had Walmart, the Mexican restaurants, the bar and the grills, the wing spots, the Starbucks. It was right co-located right here in Grovetown. Everything was right there. They didn't have to go downtown and they didn't have to leave anywhere.
Yeah.
So the accommodations and access was perfect. It was perfect, bro.
And see,
And
in these dog shows, man, it's to network,
yeah.
work with each other. Um,
Mhm.
just in October, I don't know if you heard of the Beast of the East.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I flew down there, right?
Mhm.
You know, I've seen or talked to few breeders online, but I met so
Mhm.
many people in there, and it was just to network,
Yeah.
you know.
Put
And
a
it was
face with the
great.
name.
Was that
Put a face with the name.
Chris and Gina Moore?
Yeah, we put a face with the name. Is what
Oh,
I'm saying.
exactly. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, yeah, and that's great, man. It's more travel I wanted to do this last year, but health things and shifting in the home, me having an accident and all that, it put limit. But I try to help these show hosts show. The show they just had in Florida couldn't make it, but I sent sponsorships, plural. If you can't make a show, everybody can't travel, man. Send these show hosts some money, bro.
Yes.
If
Just
anyone listening to this later and they having a dog show, there's got an American Bulldog in it, man, tag me in it. Let me know you're showing. I'll sponsor a class. You know what I'm saying? If I got to get in my piggy bank and get $25, $50 out of it, man, because it takes money. It takes planning. It takes time.
yes.
You got to go out and gather your sponsors in the streets, you know what I'm saying, to get the stuff for your raffles or to get the stuff to cover your door prizes or whatever, and you got to pay judges and you got to pay judges travel, you got to put them in hotels, you got to fly them in. It's a lot. It's a lot. And so you're praying to get 50 even, and, support these shows. A lot of people, I think COVID hurt us a lot and people kind of got real standoffish. And I don't think we fully recovered from the COVID days, the worst of the COVID. But I know that was a heavy shifting in the dog game because we had to cancel out our other show because of it. And as best as I can tell, when I see the pictures, the attendance hasn't really shifted back to the right side.
Mhm.
And I could be wrong,
Yeah.
but because I'm not there, I don't know for fact. But the pictures don't really show that it's $70 to $80 at these shows.
True.
You know,
Yeah. Nah, yeah, definitely there's less attendances. Like, there's not much like I've seen before, and it seems like it's dropping. I know we want to get it back up, but yeah, it's definitely at a low right now.
yeah,
And you,
yeah.
and you know
But
what,
how,
George? When
go
when I
ahead.
went out there to Virginia, this was
Um,
more of a OD show, right? It was a
yeah,
AKC. I mean, and
ABKC.
ABKC, yeah.
Yeah,
And man, but the OD community, man, they joined together. I'll
they
say
tight.
they did had like 80, 100 dogs out there.
Yeah, yeah. It's
And
impressive.
honestly, you know what? I kind of, and I told Chris this, I kind of felt disappointed because there were just maybe 3 American Bulldogs there.
Uh-huh.
But the oldie community, man, they joined together that time, and I was like, wow, this is cool. This is one of the biggest shows I've ever been. Because even out here when we go to these the ABA shows out here for the American Bulldogs, you know, tops we probably see 20 dogs, 25 dogs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ouch. Ouch. Man. Yeah, that hurt. Woo. You lose on that big time. And here's the other thing. I'm gonna go back to what you said. And I know about, the conversation that was had concerning the show. And I applaud him, uh, and Miss Maggie, Susan, Julie, Janae down in Florida. Felix Elisea did one down in Florida, before he got out of the game.
Yeah.
And others that, Leslie Rose back in her heyday, who had people putting their shows on for the registries. It takes work, man. And if everybody could do it, everybody would.
Yeah.
And so make no mistake about it, regardless of you agree with how the show went when you went to the show, regardless of if your dog did or didn't get picked, if you got passed over, I've been passed over before in the Champions Ring, and I knew my dog was better, but hey, it happened. I've been, a hard judge, for best of breed, but I knew the dog was a little high, and I had to take that L. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But maybe it was more bully than the other dog, but maybe my dog wasn't this. But I had to take that L. But guess what? The people that put that planning in the work, because I did it myself, I have great respect for them. I had a great time in Canada, man. What's my girl name? I forgot her name. The Canucks. What's her name? Cheese Whiz. In Canada, they have a show every year. The Crazy Canucks show. Canucks. I
The
ain't seen it.
Yukonuba?
No.
No?
It's but it's Canucks. But anyway, see, I went to Canada the last time I judged, and man, I had a ball. I had a blast up there. It was out there, nowhere, and it was well thought out, to use the facilities that they had. The weather wasn't necessarily fair, but man, we had a good time with these dogs. And I'm in a whole another, country, basically, on top of our country, and it was fun. And in regards, I don't know if they made any money or not, but I tried to spend as much as I could at their show to help the show go. Try to buy this and do this and that. A cup. I think I still got a cup, a mug in there or whatever, because if you can see, let's just say you 3 guys here on Let Loose, y'all get together and y'all throw a show. The coordination that will go into that, from Florida to California, to meet someone in the middle, would just be tremendous.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And anyone who's breeding dogs for at least 5 years should be on their sponsor list. And for the ones that don't ever sponsor, hey, you should think about it.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's true. Just supporting, one another, just makes the community better.
Mhm.
That's why George, same thing. When I went out there, I was trying to, buy as even with the vendors that were there, supporting them, buying
Yeah,
whatever they had, just to be like, okay, cool, I don't need it, but you know what? I'll support you.
right.
So
You
no, and,
know,
and it's true with the shows. A lot of people get discouraged on shows. There's they're always gonna say there's politics involved in there, and just like everything. But hey, like you said it right. Sometimes you gotta just take that L, and But like you said, always show respect for the people that hosting that show.
yeah. I've been in my feelings a couple times about sometimes I think I got into it with some of my peers on a NKC post somewhere because it seemed like the same judges were being picked, and I stand on my 10 with this, and I think the show hosts don't realize that they're picking the same people, and
Mhm.
um my phone hadn't ringing in a long time, and from what I know, my card is still good. You know what I mean? And others out here, so a lot of the list, at least in KC, is very long. But when you start seeing the same 4, 5, 6 faces all the time, it can discourage the people, other judges, and everything. So the onus on the host is to look in the pool and say, well, it's more than just the names, but who's going to draw a crowd?
Yeah,
Who they think is going to draw a crowd, or who they think is going to be more fair, or what have you. And then there's always our propensity as people to pick a favorite.
true.
You know, you may have a certain draw because you're Hispanic descent. I'm African American descent. I'm gonna have a certain draw, and I believe that the host should capitalize on that diversity in the ring. To
Yeah,
me, if I'm gonna host a show, if you look back, I think I had Maggie, I had Robert, and Javier. I had the melting pot, right? The basics. I had it covered because I didn't want to have all white judges and want to have all black judges because of Buffalo Soldier. I wanted to have the panels. It would be fair and equitable because of what rotated the rings. You know what I mean? And no one judge stays with the standard dogs. No one stays with the bully dogs, and they
true.
all rotate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And so you're going to get a fair shake, you know, across the board. And these were seasoned judges, very seasoned, you know. Hey man, but that was me though, you know, risk mitigation, course of action, things of that nature. If I don't always consider that, me being a military guy with a big family, always involved logistics and planning every time we move. So that's
yeah.
something I tried to consider when I did the show that we did. So
George,
never.
do you feel that? Well, this is more of a like a personal question,
Go
and
ahead.
I've said this before. Do you feel that, let's say, certain registries should allow other judges from different registries come in and judge those shows? So let's say, for example, you have you hosting an NKC show, but let's say
Mhm.
you get a judge from the ABA to come judge a NKC show. Just I don't know if that will make people kind of feel like, you know what, it's fair game. You know,
Yeah.
it's somebody they don't know. It's a different registry, but as long as
Yeah.
they know the standards for the dogs.
Right. And that's a good question. I don't have the right legal answer to that, but I suppose if I had to say Chris, what's his name? Chris, that's the ABA judge. What's his name? I got his phone number. Chris. You called his name a minute ago.
Chris and
Oh
Gina,
God.
Chris Moore.
Chris Moore, I believe, right? Chris Moore.
Yeah, yeah.
Ain't an ABA judge, isn't he?
He's a ABKC judge. Yeah.
All right, but if they want to come over, if I was the host or if I was the operations manager, what have you, I would have to look at what their standards for the American Bulldog is and compare it to the NKC standard and ensure that judge who's coming over knows that not judging by the ABRA standards or the
Correct.
ABA standard, but here's the NKC standards print out. And every judge is supposed to have it in the back pocket. One thing I did when my judges came in and signed in, we reviewed it and they signed off that they read the standards, right? Here's your copy for your back pocket because if that participant calls you on something, you need to pull out your pocket on the spot to deal with that mitigation.
Yeah.
Not so
Man,
let
can
me
we
get
get
a
a
look.
round of applause for that? I think that's a great
That's
idea, and I have not seen that shows that I've been to. Maybe I missed it, but I think that's great. Kind of refer to that, and I think that would be a big help to everybody. The person showing and judging. That's great.
True.
Yeah, yeah, and that was a requirement, and that's what how I was taught it was supposed to be. And so again, when they checked in, and I know they know the standard because I apprenticed up under most of them, right?
Yeah.
But it was at my show. I'm the host, and so I can't have discord amongst my participants because of what they felt was a bad call, justifying it based on what in the past. No, show me the regulation. Show me where is the standard. Show me the standard. I had to. We did have one thing that happened, and as the host, I had to jump in on the first show maybe and call an audible. Yo, hey man, stand down. We're not gonna do that. Nope,
Yeah.
we're not doing that. Not here. We either settle down or I will have you removed. I love you. I do, but you need to count about 45 and get that together before you come back in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's me though. We're talking about 20-something years of service. I'm not the smallest dude in the room, so whatever challenges we got, we're gonna deal with it,
Yeah.
But most of the time they end up peaceably. In fact, they always end up peaceably. Because in the end of the day, none of us want to get into that those situations and let them get out of hand. And when it come down to it, everybody wants to come in, have a good time, and go home.
Yeah. True. Yep.
But having that standard on hand is what we got to do with that judge coming in. And if he can eliminate or put his stuff what he's been doing for the last 5 years on hold, or oftentimes the standards are real close, but I need to ensure that he can judge off of our standards, we're good. I don't got to test him and have him run through a gambit and all that, and I don't know how that works. Julie Bingham is probably one of the better ones at that because she does multiple registry shows. And Julie, that's my girl, Julie. We can have a fight on the internet and pick up the phone the next 10 minutes and we're good. Because she came and did my show management for me out of Florida before she moved up north. And she was the first show I attended back years ago in Tennessee. And I think it was an ABR show then. And Julie's phenomenal.
Yeah. No. I know, and I think Julie be hosting the ABA show too up there. She's in Florida, right?
Yeah. She'll host a show with 3 registries in it, ABA, NKC, and ABRA or whatever. She'll have 3 registries at one show.
Oh, okay.
And how she does it, the operation brain that woman has is just something serious. I would love to have her as a peer in the military, whether she's my CO or what have you. But I think she's phenomenal at managing numbers and paperwork and organization. She's sharp, man. It's hard to beat Julie.
Yeah, no. We're having one of those in March. It's the ABA, UKC. Can't remember what other registry is going to be there, but yeah, it's 3 of them. And it's a 3-day show though, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. How many rings? 3?
Yeah, 3.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's good. That's real good. That's good. So with those other registries, to your knowledge, are they using the same judges, or you got 3 sets of judges? How you doing that?
That's a good question. That's what probably we're gonna bring up the owner of the ABA. We're gonna try to have her as a guest, so she kind of promote that show out there, and she could give us more insights on the show, how things are going to be judged, if the same judges are going to judge for all 3 registries or they're going to be different ones.
Right. If they're gonna, and I think the bottom line is the registry organization has to accept those judges' calls. Just because George is a SME, subject matter expert in ABs and the NKC, he may not be a SME in the ABA because there may be a 2-inch difference or 1-inch difference in height, or maybe the gait and the angulation. I think top lines are going to be very similar to the same.
Yeah.
The size of the muzzle, the width, and the broadness of the skull will be the same. But the height of the dog was one of the things I noticed that was different in other registries. Some dogs were shorter. It was okay in one registry over another. They don't bring the wicket out anymore. I learned this trick from a senior judge, man. You measure 21 inches on your pants leg and put a mark on your leg. And as you're walking, you kind of look and see this dog that tall, you know.
Yeah.
And I've shown a dog that wasn't even 18 inches at the withers on the wicket, you know, but that's all I had to show, you know. And unfortunately, every other dog in the ring was the same size. But what do? Do you disqualify them all, or do you place them in order of the best structure? So now you put onus on the judge, and he could be very hard and say, you know what, these dogs don't meet any standard. There's no ribbons to be given. That would very much disappoint your crowd, and the people not coming back to shows anymore. But you kind of your hand get forced, and I'm sharing this with the people who maybe listening today or tomorrow, whatever. Your hand gets forced to put these dogs in order of the best package you have at that point, because if all of them are short, now you got to look at the gait, you know, the feet, the approach, and all these other things, you know, that makes the dog a dog, you know, the demeanor, the temperament, you know. Because the standard for the NKC is high. I don't know if this is the highest it's ever been now, but it's rare you see a female that's 22 inches.
Yeah.
It is not being produced that regularly, not for the bullies, the bully type, you know, the classic looking bulldog, Johnson type classic, the bully, what they want to call them.
Yeah.
You see some standard, but even some of the standard dogs are getting smaller. You know, so it just depends on the crowd, you know. I think I shared with y'all, you know, I had an aggressive dog one time that I couldn't approach. 3 times I tried to approach the dog. I couldn't touch the dog. I couldn't touch the dog's tail. Like I'm trying to get bit, and I couldn't give him a ribbon.
Yeah,
I couldn't. Hurt my heart not to do it. I couldn't. I mean, just hold it for 5 seconds, please. Nope. The dog tried to eat my face. Okay, hey man, I can't give him a ribbon. So I'm only. I guess that dog was the only dog I've ever disqualified. But guilty as charged of putting up a dog that was too short, because that's all was in the ring. 4, 5, 6 short dogs. And so what do you got? Short dogs.
Yeah.
I think that's tough, because I think, like, to that point, right, people do want to see some more DQs, I'm sure. Like, oh, like out of these 10 dogs, you know, 3 of them, 4 of them, yeah, these are just DQ off the bat. We can't even, you know, I'm not even gonna judge them. But then at the same time, let's say you have these 5 dogs and they all got some DQs, like you said, then you're gonna be like, all right, next round, if nobody places here.
Right.
Like you said, people are gonna be like, I'm out of here. I'm not coming back.
Exactly. These dogs drove from 4 hours away, 6 hours away, you know, and they got the whole trailer with them. And they bred them down, and they know they're short. But then again, it goes back to us as breeders.
Yeah.
Okay. What am I doing? Now, man, the dog I showed, I was telling you about, I didn't produce that dog. The dog I bought, you know, and she was just a small dog. Most of the dogs that I did show that I produced were at the standard. I can say that.
There you go.
Did that. However, I bought some that was short in the effort to shift or produce a dog that was maybe have more compact or maybe have more muscle. But anything I produced in the ring that I showed was generally the standard, if my memory serves me right. But however, we would have to, I'm saying we as a community would have to, on all our forums, put out there, hey, listen, if you're coming to this show here in this particular date and time, please understand the wicket will be brought out, and we're going to measure your dogs. So if you're coming with, you know, males that aren't, you know, 23 inches, you know, then you may not be able to show your dog. So that's something that the registries have to be willing to enforce, show hosts willing to enforce, and the people that's going to show willing to accept. And if they're not willing to accept it, then you won't have everybody come to your show.
And I believe us as breeders too, we got to be honest with ourselves. You know, if you plan to attend certain shows, read the standard. If your dogs fit the standard, okay, you know, like, you know what?
What'd you say? You said read the standard.
Read the standard and see if your dogs fit the standard. You know,
right?
If they're close to it, hey, just go for it. Yeah, but it's always good to get criticized by somebody that knows the standard, and they could tell you, hey, you're lacking on the rear, whatever it is, so you can improve. That's how I
Yeah.
always saw it when I started showing.
Right.
Shit, I was nervous, scared, but I'm like, you know what, I gotta do this. If I want to produce and breed dogs, and let me go somewhere where they could tell me what I'm doing wrong, or what is my dog lacking, so I can improve it. And
Right.
you know, hey, criticism is sometimes it's good to hear it from other people, because you might be thinking your dog is the best, but once they point out their flaws, you're like, oh shit, I never realized my dog was like this.
Yeah.
You know?
And one of the things that since we're still talking about the shows, if you have not been to a show or had someone who knows what goes on from a judge's, at least been around that, it's hard to really know what you're looking at. And how do you interpret that standard that you read?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? You can get a good idea, feel for it, but until you handle that dog and pace that dog in that ring, and then you stop that dog and you halt the dog and you stack that dog and you have your dog examined, you don't know that experience. You can't
Nope.
speak to it. You cannot speak to that. You
Yeah.
know, you just can't.
And I know that's something that helped me, like when I went to the shows. It's easy, you look at something, you read something, and then you see your dog, you're like, oh, this is, as far as I know, this is what it should look like to me, right? Then you go to
Mhm.
a show, then you get in front of other people, and then you see other dogs, and you're like, oh, wow, actually, this looks a little off, or no wonder they
Mhm.
do that, or I had no
Yeah.
idea, or, it's good like that. And that's why, with Dennis, he told me to go to the first show, and I just sat there, and I didn't take no dogs, and I just observed, let me see what's going on. And he would watch, I
Right.
would watch him and, do like this. Let me see what's going on. And, from there, I was like, okay, more comfortable. Now I know kind of what it is. And I
Mhm.
don't know. I think I told somebody else's story. I went to the first show, another show, my first show showing of my shorts was falling down to my ankles. And I almost fell over my dog. And Dennis was coaching me from the side and trying not to laugh. And, the judges were like, where did this guy come from? But they helped me out, and Dennis helped me out and pulled me aside, and then there was other people, and that's the good part, right? The important part, and then you know what you're looking for, and you know
Right.
how to like separate some things. But
Yeah.
it's eye opening for sure. I would encourage anybody, even just pet owners.
Yeah.
And I know Dennis has
Yeah.
brought a few, of dogs that are, hey, we're gonna be here, and they come, and man, they do good, right? And they see, they're like, well, holy cow, this is my dog that we have a family dog, and look at him with all these ribbons. And other people too. I know like Bobby's does that, and I think Richard had some people come too before. And it's a great experience. We just gotta
Right.
get more people back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. I miss it. I believe there's one in March, February, late February. Susan's show that she does at the Legion. If my schedule is clear, I gotta go. Whether I'm showing or I need to go see some dogs, man. I miss being around them. Um, Shake some hands and kiss some babies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I miss the camaraderie of it. And one thing about dogs, man, if you've been in it long enough, you're gonna say something's gonna make somebody upset. Somebody's gonna misinterpret what you said or misconstrue
True.
whatever information you put out there. That anyone who picks this up, man, be willing to straighten that out or at least hear the person out. One of the things I learned in ministry, and I picked this up from my church I served in, was part of the motto. Part of the motto was by seeking first to understand and then to be understood. If we can talk about our grievance or our disagreement and agree to disagree, but not be disagreeable, we can keep on breaking bread.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That. Yeah.
And but a lot of it happens. We resolve our differences at the dog show because the keyboard warriorism, that disease, it ain't worth a hill of beans, man. It's not.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many folks ain't about that life when you see them face to face.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, going on, but Yeah, this is nice to do, and you see people are from all walks of life and colors and shapes and sizes, and everybody's, it's cool, and people do things different ways, and that's okay. But that's when everybody take to the internet and want to cry or say
Bash on
things, and
somebody
yeah,
else.
bash
Yeah.
on somebody, block you. You don't even know them, right? They're gonna talk about you, then block you.
And
That's
that's
crazy.
that's what I don't understand, George. There's certain people that talk about other people, but you go on and block them so they don't see your post or what you're gonna say about them. Dude,
Bro, yeah,
right?
I I have never, and I've been called everything except the child of God. I've never blocked anybody in my
Exactly.
life. I don't care how much I dislike the person.
Yep.
And I don't even know half the time, but I don't know why people don't like me, bro. I don't know. They mad at me about, I have no idea why they block me or why I can't talk, why they won't respond to me. I send, hey man, if I did anything to you, man, here's an olive branch, please, let's talk, nothing. Or a text of nothing. Okay. Be mad then. You feel maybe I'm that type of dude you don't want to be around, whatever. Tell me that.
Yeah.
Tell me my movement irritates you. Tell me that because I post about my family bothers you. Tell me that
Yeah.
because I'm conservative that bothers you. I don't care. Tell me what it is. I lost friends and family because I'm a soldier, man. I've been overseas a few times, bro. I've seen some stuff. I've had people die in my hands, bro. And it shaped my thought processes about life.
Yeah.
And that I'm different. I'm just different. But if you unfriend me, unfollow me, block me because of that, you got a problem, not me.
True that. You know what? That is true, George.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what? Like, hey, we're not little kids. We're grown men,
No, this ain't the
right?
sandbox, bro.
Yes. And that's why I find it crazy. My cell phone number is on my webpage, Facebook. You can find my cell phone number. Call me. Just call me.
I'll be willing to bet you get calls like I do. I get calls, people, hey, do you sell American Bulldogs or do you sell English
Yeah.
Bulldogs? I have pointed people in the direction. I ain't had puppies and I don't know when. I don't have any pups, ma'am or sir, but if what you're looking for, I'll try to get you connected. Sometimes I forget,
Yep.
guilty. But if they text me again, you know what? I'm sorry, I forgot. Give me about 24 hours. I'll put you in contact with somebody.
True
Sometimes it
that.
works, sometimes it don't. Like I
Yep.
said, if I got residue or residual off of every connection I've helped to make, either cell phone or through my Facebook GGK's page or through the Buffalo Soldier page, man, I'll probably take a small vacation, bro, for real. Because I don't care if they buy my puppy or not. If Dennis got a dog and you in California, why would I want to have you pay shipping and have Brother Ernest come get the dog away from wherever to make a
Exactly.
sale on my dog? Hold on, wait a minute. Dennis got, two over here and they kind of left and, granted his price may be this price, but he wants to move the pups. He maybe give you a deal, whatever. Hey,
Yeah.
man, hey, man, get the people a dog, man. Why would I ship the dog from Georgia? Oh, yeah, I shipped one from Georgia to California. Man, get out of here, bro. Who want to pay
Yeah.
$800 to ship a dog, 2,000 plus for the dog? You crazy? No. If you can drive up to your house and buy the dog, get one from Dennis. I don't care.
True.
Mine gonna sell over here regardless. We're all going. You know what I mean? I may can't get a filet mignon today, but I can get me a ribeye.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yep.
I don't count your pockets, man.
That is true, George. No, hey, for reals. And that's one thing I tell Gam, Ernest, anybody that knows me, I'm not selfish. Hey, everybody could eat here. And
Yep.
you said it right. Sometimes I don't have pups. I send them to Gam. There's other
Mm-hmm.
breeders in Oregon. I'd be like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? I don't have pups here. Check this guy out.
Yep.
He might have
Yep.
something you want. Same thing on the East Coast. I was like, you know what? Where you located? Oh, North Carolina. You know what?
Yep.
I have somebody in North Carolina. Let me see if they have
Yep.
pups. Reach out to them,
Yep.
and it's just networking, right?
Networking.
Yep.
I need to post some pictures. I got puppies from 3 different breeders that I need to get on and put them on my GGK's page. I haven't had time to do it, but these are people that AG. I say, man, I got you. I'm gonna try to help you. Boom. And that's that, because people want nice pups or whatever. I don't know your prices. You charge what you charge. And I'll try to help negotiate them prices for you. You know what I mean? And get you what you need and put your dogs in some nice homes. I think that's the goal right there, is to put the dog in a good home. That's the
Yep,
goal.
and networking, and if you could help somebody with that or put that somewhere, or it all comes back to you. And a lot of these people, like the pet home people too, sometimes they'll message me and they'll send me pictures or like other people's pages. Sometimes Dennis or whatever, like, hey, I talked to Ernest, or hey, do you know this guy? I'm like, oh yeah, they're cool. Never bought a dog from them, but I talked to them. Or hey, yeah, actually, I know this guy. He has puppies, or and that's what
Yeah.
it kind of should be about. But then you see other people on the other hand, they're like, oh, I don't know why you're doing this. Or like, man, that's not what they asked. Like, just, we could point each other in the right directions and then do right by the dogs at the end of the day, right? Because, breeding dogs, I mean, especially over here where we're at, like, you have a bad rep, right?
Yeah.
And you got to keep it, you got to keep it cool and copacetic with people.
Yeah.
It's easier that way, and it's better to do business that way. And, the whole camaraderie stuff.
Can I,
You
can I,
make some friends.
yeah, can I give you a trade secret?
Yes, sir.
You will almost sell more dogs off of your mouth than you will on how good your dogs look.
True
Yep.
that.
Yeah,
When
it's true.
someone calls their number, if within the first 5 minutes or the first 2 minutes of conversation, you drop F-bombs and swear words and this and that, if they're the same as you may not get that sale.
True.
I've had people call me and said the last 4 breeders I talked to had a bad vibe about them. They had real nasty mouth. They had this. They were swearing. And Mr. Graham, I don't care for that. They don't know me, a pastor, preacher.
Yeah.
They don't know me from Bob. But I try to greet them with dignity and respect that I would want my wife or my children to hear
True.
on the phone. And they said, but we're gonna wait on yours, Mr. Graham. I said, no, this person has puppies now. No, we're waiting on yours, Mr. Graham. I said, dog, okay. I was like, why? This person, I've even said, well, this dog, that's a bigger dog. It's a better looking color or better this and no. We want to deal with you. We checked your Facebook page out before we called you. We checked your pup page out before we called you, and we like how you move.
Yep. And that's true, George. Honestly, it is true. Even when I've gotten customers where they reached out to other breeders, and the first thing they start saying, they're like, oh, they start bad mouthing another breeder.
Other breeders.
Yeah.
Right.
So the customer's like, I didn't call for this. I called for your
No.
dogs, and you're going off for something else. And they'll come back to me and they'll be like, you know what, Dennis? Thank you, but we want to deal with you.
Mhm.
You know what? The other person was just talking mess about somebody else, and we're not about that. We just want a dog.
Really. Almost 100% of the time, I hear that one, or the slick customer that said, well, thus and thus said they'll give me a dog for $1,000. I said, well, that's their price. And if you want $1,000 dog, go ahead and buy it. I'm fine with that, man. You have a good day. Sir, go ahead. Or I've seen breeders kick a deal out and cut your leg. They know your dog $3,500 or whatever. I don't know what your dog said for Dennis. I never bought one. I don't know. But at one point, I was getting regular, for breeding rights, $2,500.
Yeah.
And right now, in this economy, I would probably run $1,500 down in the South. And that's, that's where we're at right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't have the confidence in the economy to do that to people. And they might would sell, but so that I'm not sitting on puppies at 4 months old. Let's do $1,500 to get your papers and get you out of here. Because I ain't trying to I'm not raising cows, bro. I'm raising dogs. You know what I'm saying?
True, yeah.
I'm not trying to put them in the feeder lot, bro. I'm not trying to do that. It's a little ag humor there for my agriculture folks. I've seen people drop a price to beat my price.
Yeah.
Or, oh yeah, I sell it. No, I already know. The customer gonna tell it all anyway.
True.
They're gonna tell
that.
They're gonna tell it all anyway, And if you made a deal with somebody, that's fine. But don't sit there in front like you got top dollar for all your dogs and you didn't.
Exactly. Yep.
You know what I'm saying, man? Why we gotta do that, bro? Man, I drive a Chevrolet and I got two old late model Mercedes in my yard. I don't have no high end brand new Tellurides, Escalade, none of that stuff. I'm a
Yeah.
prime brother. I can change the spark plugs and everything I got.
There you
You know
go.
what I'm saying?
See?
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I'm cheap like that. I gotta get up on the hood myself and get my little gap around, do it myself. You know what I mean? So in other words, you know, I'm not counting your pockets.
Exactly.
I gotta keep my lights on, my water running in the house. If we raise a few good dogs along the way, put them in some good homes, they don't bite the owners. That's a good way for me.
Yep. No, true that.
You
No,
know,
definitely. And
but yeah,
that's why you know, what I've seen too is that some people get mad at other people the way they're marketing their brand.
yeah,
I feel like, dude, step up your game.
yeah.
You know, don't be jealous of a person that's marketing their brand and they're trying hard for it. Hey, step
Yeah.
up your game. Go for it.
Is that
Don't be mad at
yeah?
it.
Step your game up or change what you're doing. You
Yes.
know, I mean, I caught so much flack from my community when I uh, went into the judging arena, and I had to get the tutelage up under those old school OGs. You know what I'm saying? And I caught hell, man. But that was part of me wanting to learn, part of me wanting to be my own brand,
Yeah.
part of Top G and GGK's philosophy. I
Yeah.
wanted to not only sell dogs, I wanted to be an expert in the dogs
Mm-hmm.
as much as I could. I'm not saying I'm the best. I learned some stuff from other judges too. I'm still a student, still learning
Yeah.
at 54 years old. But however, I've learned some stuff along the way, and I've helped some people along the way, from live tying over the phone. Dude never did breeding before. To I learned how to. It's one thing. I'm gonna throw this out there. I learned. You know who I learned how to correct knuckling from?
Oh,
You know who taught me that?
who?
I learned how to correct knuckling from Jeff Daly and Bruce Williams.
See?
And me and Bruce don't always see eye to eye. But I ain't got a problem
Yeah.
with Bruce. Me and Jeff didn't always see eye to eye. But I ain't years. And Jeff is OG in the game, OG.
Yeah. Yep.
And people forget about Data's influence, but I never forgot it. But they, in my early years, they taught me about knuckling, what's going on, how to correct it, how to fix it. You know, take them off the puppy chow, put them on pedigree small bites, wrap them
Yep.
up.
Yep.
What? Increase? I think it was what vitamin? I forgot what vitamin you give them.
Vitamin C.
Vitamin C.
Yep.
Esther C.
Esther C. Esther C.
I
Yeah.
got Esther C in my cabinet now. And man, that simple thing, in a week and a half, boom, you got a corrected puppy. It's
Yep.
always one of the biggest ones in the group. Man, stop feeding them dogs all that buffalo.
That
This and that. It's
protein.
too
Oh,
much.
yeah. Yep.
It's too much for them. Especially if it's a bigger bred dog, man. Slow that stuff down, man. 21% is all they need. You know. And but those guys were willing to give me that knowledge. And I passed that secret on to I don't know how many people. I never knew. You know,
Yep.
I think oxytocin. How many folks are pitting a dog? What is that? What does that mean? Well, I learned that from Kenny and Kenny Harris and Julie and I think CJ Hall. You know, these breeders been doing. Man, it's a lot of knowledge out there.
Yeah.
You know, what does it mean to do that? You know, this is another one. Well, if you can catch them on, if you can catch up with him, anybody might like how had a lot of knowledge to drop from me, bro. You know, I learned, I listened.
Exactly. That's the word. Listen. Yep.
Stayed the course of my brand, but I listened on how to manage certain things about these dogs.
Yep.
And have a lost whole litter? Yep. Whole litter. Man, worse. I think, and I hope it's never happened to none of y'all. I got me and my brother-in-law did a breeding with Red and his top producing female, Molly, right? Molly was she could coach and give a clinic on how to whoop her own puppies without you being there, right? Marla was a great mom. Not structurally perfect, but she was a good mom, right? You know, for pet dogs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Jason got his picks off the dog, and I went and picked up my picks. And I forgot how many it was, maybe 5 puppies. And maybe 6. And I went and bought the shots from Tractor Supply. Because my usual pet supply was out of them at the time. And I never bought Tractor Supply shop before in my life. I'm not bad off of Tractor Supply because I shopped there, right?
Yeah.
But I got this batch of shots from them. I had them on ice coming home. I gave them straight to the puppies. Guess what happened to them? I gave them parvo.
Oh
Killed them all.
man.
IVs killed every single one of them. They were fine when they got to me. They had the first shot. This is the second
Yeah.
shot. Killed them. Graveyard dead.
Man.
And the only way Tractor Supply would give me my money back or pay for my litter, which was at 6 puppies times 15, that's what, $9,000.
Yeah.
I would have had to get an autopsy done, and autopsy where they go to the University of Georgia. I didn't have autopsy money.
Oh.
Sucks.
Yes. So you take those L's. Yeah.
Yeah, that's major,
true.
bro. That
Yeah.
hurt.
Yeah.
You got 9-week-old puppies, healthy, pretty, ready. You got home to pick them up, and in 4 days they dead. Come on,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, that's rough.
Heartbroken, bro. God, talk, boy.
Man.
I'm taking some L's, man.
Yeah.
Buy a dog from somebody and plan the breeder, but you sell the dog before you breed the dog. Dog get bred 5 times, and then you got to pay for the dog that you didn't produce because you sold the dog to breed to somebody. You got to pay for the dog that you bought. Come
Oh.
on, man, make it make sense.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't produce the dog, but I sold the dog. So guess who's
Yeah.
responsible? Me.
You. Yep.
I can tell the person I got the dog from, they could benevolently shoot me some change or whatever, help me out. But don't have to. I got to take that L. Do I
Yeah.
feel good about it? No, but guess what? That's the L in the game, bro.
That's true. Yep.
You know? So I got some love, Dennis. I got a few.
No, definitely. Yeah. No, I got some too, you know. I just, you know, Facebook, Instagram, any social media platform is good to, you know, advertise or whatever.
Mhm.
I'm not the person that likes to put what really happens, like personal stuff in there.
Mhm.
Personal stuff is for me to keep.
Mhm.
That's how I see it. But
Yeah.
there, you know, there's a lot of people that put a lot of information out there that sometimes like, oh, that should, you know, I don't think you should be putting that out there. Keep certain information to yourself, because
Right.
then, you know, that's where some people gravitate to, you know, bash you and stuff, you know.
Negativity.
Yes. You know,
I would-
just like
yeah,
you said, George. So you lost a litter, 9-week-old pups. You know, right? Somebody, you post that up and you're like, oh, you killed those dogs. You're the one who gave them that parvo. You know, you don't know how to take care of your dogs.
That one. Really?
Right. Yeah. See?
Every breeder who's been breeding, unless they got a perfect program, has given them dog shots. You go buy them from your supplier, keep them on ice, come home, mix them quickly, give them to the puppies. Everything's good. Document on your immunization sheet, and put the
Yep.
BATS sticker on there. Got it.
Exactly.
I recorded. We've done this before. This is my first rodeo, and I did that. But who knows what happened to those shots before I bought them? They could have sat on the truck, on the seat of the truck for 5 hours and got hot. And that's what happened.
Yep.
When I did my research, the parvo shots got to stay cold all the time. If they go through a
Yep.
heat cycle, it turns into parvo. You know.
Yep.
Yeah. Whew. That's a hard one, there, man.
Yeah. No, I bet. Mr. Top G, what do you think? What do you think the American Bulldog community needs to bring these dogs more to light, I guess, you know, to say,
Um,
besides all the negativity that each and other have, you know, bashing on each other? No, just overall, you know, to give that that light that the American Bulldog is. You know, some people still don't know what is an American Bulldog.
I think I said before. First of all, we and it's hard, but we got to agree to the standard first,
Okay.
and we don't agree on that. And I said last time that without the breed standard, the standard diminishes. And that's one thing that the community sees, because what they heard was about the old Dundee Johnson dog. These dogs got 120, 140 pounds. That's not that's not the case anymore.
True.
Because I'm a new buyer. I read the history of the American Bulldog and Mr. Boo boo. And that's not the case anymore. So let's be real, and either the one, because so many people have shifted somewhat, the standards could be updated. I'll say that. I think it should be changed when you look across the landscape. To be honest, Dennis, I haven't seen a 27, 26-inch male that wasn't a super leggy Johnson dog in God knows when, right?
True. Yeah.
I see some balanced 23 and 24s, a lot of 20s and 22s. So if this is where the breeders kind of come to, and we bred ourselves in a hole, we're gonna have to alter the standard just a little bit, make it attainable. It's like goals for you, because if you got a kid that's not fast and you're trying to train him for the 40-yard, and he's not built for that, but he's actually built for the 200-meter. It's not realistic to say, I want you to go out there and run a 4.6 40. But it may be realistic for him to run a 11.5 400, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Or 200. I'm just doing, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
100 meters, whatever those. I think 100 meters is the fastest. What, 9.5 or 10, whatever it is. So yeah, the 100-yard dash. So we got to know where we fall in that and be realistic with those goals. I cannot produce a dog that's 26 inches off of what I have now, but I can produce one that's 23, 24.
Yeah.
That's attainable. So real standard, and the breeders who have kennels, I think that they all should be registered with their organization. And most people are not. You probably are. I am. My GDK is American Bulldogs is with the NKC. And if it's expired, it just expired this year. But I made sure my registry was on their registry. Okay.
Yeah.
So be in unison and with your organization that you're following up under. Social media is something that you go into, one formula for it. Some people do it great. Some people are struggling. Some people have no social media presence. I look on your page, you're nearly maxed out on friends, or not maxed out. I'm maxed out on friends. You know what I mean? I have a dog page. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Marketing is fair. We know what we're doing. And you got some stuff that I don't know about, you know what I mean? Those people have been getting paid. They look meta checks for a while, you know what I mean? Getting paid good money for their marketing. Pictures, how we lay out. So social media presence is something that is not necessarily to talk about, but how to get this dog to where everybody can love it again. We have to show respect for one another. It starts with us.
Yep.
This backbiting and infighting and backstabbing and talking down to one another in public forums, and I'm not a saint at that. I probably did a little bit of sharing, airing out of grievance. Like I said a few months ago, I had out of grievance about the judges, and that was me, I guess, coming in my peer group. That wasn't for the peer group. That was for the community to take a look at how we're choosing the judge isn't fair across the board because, I mean, my ears to the ground. Why are these same people? And so I said that not to bash the people that were there. You know, I love Pete, I love Cam, and I love Julie. All these are my peers, right?
Yeah.
And we talk. So it wasn't for them. It was about, okay, what as a host, as a community to make this fair and equitable so that everyone can feel a part or welcome, because some people wouldn't come to the show because A, B, C, or whatever, you know, or they won't go here because of that, you know. And, you know what I'm saying? So, or they see the drama, or they see what is all, you know, because people are going to formulate their own mind on opinions, and they're going to stick to that unless you convince them otherwise.
Yep.
And so, if our community is always fighting about every single little thing, and we're getting into cussing and swearing, I'm going to pull up on you and beat you to death. Bro, man, come on, really? Please don't pull up to my house running sideways out your mouth. I'm begging you not to do that. I'm
Yeah.
pleading you not to do that, because I don't want to be responsible for what you do to me or I do to you. So
True.
so keep that over there, and let's be civil. How about let's get off this internet and pick the phone up and talk? Don't be a tough guy,
Exactly.
tough gal.
Yep.
You know, so we can minimize the backbiting and infighting, because spectators see that.
True. Yep.
The days, you remember, Dennis, the Boulevard, you know, we used to be the hottest board
Yes.
across
Yep.
the world. And man, they would get into it. Who was that? No, I know it was my boy Randy Pam and somebody wanted to fight. Who was that? Dante. Randy Pam and Dante.
Yes. Yep.
Oh my God, that trivia, man! I swear, man, what is y'all doing? I don't even know why they were fussing now. And I'm glad they never fought. I thank God they did. That was dumb. And I see Dante doing good. I see Randy doing his thing. You know, they done moved on from that. But I remember those days. It was like I was a younger in the breed at those times. We're talking about over 10, 14 years ago. I was like, whoa, this is what I'm into? What the heck kind of dog I got?
Yeah.
Man, I might need to go back to the Rottweiler, because this is foolish. Man, yeah, you know, with this, hold on, man. And maybe Jose was involved in it. I don't know, you know. I
Yeah.
was like, oh my God, what in the world is really going on here? Is it that bad? We got to put up on somebody and slap somebody? I mean, bro, let's not do that, man. Please.
Yeah. True. That. Yep. And you know what? And it's fine to have disagreements, right? But like you said,
Right.
George, hey, we might be arguing about something, but then we get on the phone and we're good. You're like,
Yeah.
yo, forget about it. You know, we don't see eye to eye on a certain thing. Hey,
Yeah.
that's fine. But you know, keep it cool after.
Agree to disagree, but don't be disagreeable. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because I don't have all the knowledge, man. I'm still a student. I've learned a lot. Do I know the absolute history and who, what dog was bred? Bro, I don't care enough about it to study it that much. I'm be honest with you. There's a lot of numbers. I got some TBI that been knocked out a few
Yeah.
times, and, you know, off of trucks and off of rappel towers and falling off of equipment, blacked out a few times. I don't remember it all, and I'm not spending energy to do that. Can I match a pedigree? I think I can do that pretty good. Can I judge a dog pretty good? Got a pretty good eye for a dog. You know, can I take care of a dog? Yeah. Am I dominant on my yard? Yes. I'm the man on my yard.
Yep.
I have dominion of my dogs. When I had 15 dogs, or when I had 2 dogs. You know, we've had as many 15 in the back, believe it or not,
Yeah.
16. Fed them all. Nobody was hungry. Everybody got dewormed monthly. We clean up the poop. You know what I mean? It took all my kids to do it, you know, 3 times a week, you know, and that was
Yep.
work. But there's my experience, not someone else's. So the infighting, we got to stop it and try to
agree.
resolve differences on the phone, private chat, and let's agree to disagree, but not be disagreeable.
Yep.
And we can get somewhere like that. If someone, because I've heard it, but you know, though, Dennis, though, to your point about getting the dog back up where it was, one of the things that drew me to the breed was seeing good pictures of dogs on websites because Facebook was still kind of new back in those days.
Yeah.
MySpace was the thing, I think. So websites, but the shows, man.
Yeah.
If you're a top breeder, Dennis, you and Gam, and y'all should be owning the West Coast. You should be out there, man. You know, bring your best dog. Even if you don't show up to the show.
Yeah.
Network.
Yep.
Put a face, go live once in a while. Hey, you might remember I used to go live when I was at the shows and I
Yeah.
wasn't showing.
Yep.
You know, people, hey, people chiming in, man, who's that? That's a nice dog. You know, commentate with your audience. You know what I mean? I can't see I try to click on the comments on the page here, but if someone asks a question, click on that. Hey, ask the question to the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it now, Dennis, but interaction with your audience helps.
It is true. Yep. Like I think Elsie is asking you, Top G, when is your next show?
Who asked that question?
Elsie King?
Elsie King. Elsie.
Yeah.
Elsie King. Elsie. That's a man, Elsie. Yo. Elsie came from Carolina, man. Elsie showed up and showed out, man. I love that dude, man. Elsie's my guy. Elsie, man, we need to talk on the phone, maybe me, you, and William and somebody else from the South. We get together and do it. I can't do it by myself. I don't have the manpower no more.
Yeah.
But if I get some help, I got access to the venue. The venue is
There you
easy to get.
And I met Elsie at the Virginia show when I flew out there.
Oh, he came up. Oh man.
Yeah.
Elsie, it was. I remember we first got into Breed, man. He's a nice young man, nice brother, man. Easy to get along with.
Yeah.
You know, and he was one of the ones that came out. I believe. I'm not gonna put my finger on it, but he was. I think he was affiliated with Big Brother Robert. Is like his uncle's OG. You know, and he came out the show, which was behind Robert and myself, if I ain't mistaken. Him, Cliffside Watkins, William Reyes, a few other brothers, Lamont, and there's several guys that came out behind us during the peak of our Facebook page. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And when I did my show, they showed up, man. And it wasn't just brothers, man. It was white, it was Hispanic, man. Folks that showed up.
Yeah.
Top G throwing a show. Let's go. Because it was hot.
Yeah.
And I want to do another one, but I need some help with it. So if you want to help me with the show, if you're in the Southeast, man, hit me up. Let's talk it through. Let's have a date. You know, as long as my wife ain't got to do it, she here right now.
Yeah. There you go, LC. Hey, set it up, man. I'll fly down there, support you guys and everything.
Man, shoot, man, come through, bro. And let's have a good time, man. I mean, I'll hype this thing up, talk it up, do some Facebook Lives. That's the other thing. Hold up right there. You have to pique interest for your show. It's more than creating the event.
Correct.
And putting it out there and sharing it on the forum. You have to do lives. You got to show what you're doing and share it and do talks and spotlight your judges. And this is what we got. I think was it Susan or Maggie or Julie? I have to talk about my sisters in the South. All of them helped me along the way. Julie has, Maggie has, and Susan have all helped me. I'm gonna be honest with you. All three of them sisters have helped me in my shows. You know what I mean? At different times, right? And so they got the knowledge. They know more than me about show organization. So why not call on them, right?
Yeah.
Use what I got. But I remember, I don't know which one of them it was, they would show this is what we got for these awards, and this is what we got here, and this is what we look at, this how we look at. Updates is important to keep people engaged.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna talk about my man. I love Big Kenny, man. You talking about one of the most professional guys of the show to be around. Dream Team Kennels, Big Kenny Harris.
Okay.
One of the quietest, but yet biggest professionals in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kenny's got to be 6'4", bro. Work, I don't know, some law enforcement agency or something. But he come out his truck. Kenny's truck is clean. His Silverado is clean. He got a trailer with him. He got dogs out there. The dogs are shiny, looking good. He got the gloves on, whopping them down and all that. And he's a gentleman. when he shows up. And so you watch Kenny's. I'm gonna talk about his because it's fresh on my mind. It hit me. I saw some on TikTok or maybe on Instagram, and Kenny. Back in the day, Sam Harrison was making these show stands or training stands.
Okay, yeah.
I had one, and Kenny bought a couple, and some other people buying them, and Sam was making them, delivering to you, whatever, shipping to you. And Kenny taking the pups, and no matter how imperfect or perfect they are, because there's no perfect dog. I've judged Kenny's dogs. Some of them are great, and some of them are not. Some of mine are great, some of them are not, right? But his dogs are consistent, though. Consistency, right? You're always going to have a full-size big dog every time he shows up. And he would travel. So when he gets out, but Kenny puts his pictures real nice out. He got a green bottom and a colored stand, and the puppies clean. Puppies are clean.
Yeah.
Isma Green taught me this. Said, George, take them puppies down. What? Man, clean them dogs up before you show a picture of. What? Man, they're just pups. They grunt. Who cares? Aesthetics, Top G, aesthetics. Dang it, man. You know what I mean? I'm an old country boy. I ain't really care. But it's got on me, man. That's my dude, man. He got on me, and I had to clean my act up a little bit. Tape angles, Felix. You know, Felix got, hey, Top. Hey, man, that's a bad angle, bro. Do this, do that. Your camera angles. You suck on the camera. You're good in the ring, but you suck with the camera. You know, but it's all in fun. So how you present your puppies, you can have some of the nicest pups in your whole region. How you present them is like a steak. You can have the best steak in the world. You've heard this comparison before. It can taste real good on this oblong platter, but you put the steak on a trash can lid, it loses its appeal. Am I right?
Yeah, true.
Yep,
It's
that's
not as
what it's
appealing
about.
anymore. I don't care if you watch that trash, huh?
No, that's what it's about. You know, it's marketing, right? And
Yeah,
Presentation. Yep.
yeah, because you got to get somebody to taste it first, right? If it's on
That's
there,
right.
they're not gonna get a bite of it.
That's right.
So, you know, you got to get, and I've seen and heard Dennis knows, I've seen and heard when people think that because if you're marketing good or if you have nice pictures that you're somehow trying to fake it or it's all for show. Like, no, man, that's why there's commercials. That's why, you know, presentation is everything, right? You go to a restaurant, they serve you on a dirty plate. You know,
Right.
you could be like, I heard some good reviews about this place, but all the plates I see are dirty, right? Or that's
That's
why they
it.
put it nicely. Everything, you know, that matters. And like you said, the conversations and the phone, right? This is your business. And you should act,
Mhm.
you know, accordingly. There's
Yeah.
some people out there don't really care, but I've had conversations with, you know, with other breeders, especially when I was getting into it first. And I'm like, oh man, never mind. I don't even want to, we're good. You know, I don't even want to talk to you. Even if you gave me a dog, like this didn't feel right. And then I've talked to other
Right.
people, you know, like, you know, Dennis is one of them, right? And then we just, you know, we clicked and you have, oh man, this guy does business. Even if I don't talk to him or don't buy a dog, I feel good coming out of this conversation. And
Yeah.
I'm, you know, I'm not discouraged to keep looking for a dog. Like, hey, thanks, I appreciate it. Have a good day.
Exactly. Exactly, man. And that's it, man. And use the word constructive criticism. If I can get you to adopt constructive feedback, it's more palatable
Yeah.
Absolutely.
to me.
Yep.
Because criticism means I'm criticizing you and or your product or both, right? But if I'm giving you constructive feedback in such a way that I'm acknowledging the work you've done and the health of your animal, but here's a way to perhaps present it differently. Now I'm helping you in a different way. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Is it a play on words a little bit, but at the same time, it sounds better to the ear. You know what I mean? And people can gravitate and sit down and listen to you more when you give them some feedback versus criticism. That marketing piece with the shows and your pups presentation. Who is my guy? He takes some of the best pictures where he presents his dog always, and probably his yard because of them where he's at. Oh my God, Sirline.
Oh, okay.
What's my guy?
David.
What's
David.
David Sirline? Yeah.
Yes.
His backyard and his green turf, and I've always liked that, man.
Yeah.
It was so freaking cool, bro. Whether the dog is super good or not, you know what I mean? Pretty dogs, they're always clean, they're always nice. Your brand, I tell you who who I think is marketing their style of dog in such a way that no one else is doing. You see my man Cannon Canine.
True.
He has
Yep.
a difficult first. He's a soldier, former soldier. We talk, it's my guy, But he changed his screen name to Cannon Canine a while ago. And when he shows them dogs eating the rabbits raw and
Yes.
jumping and grabbing that rope and spinning, and man, that's athleticism for his oldie brand he's developed out there, bro.
Yep.
That's huge.
It is.
Because and they're doing it in the 90-degree heat in Texas. I've been to Killeen, Texas, bro. Killeen is hot. It's hot out there by Fort Hood. You hear me?
Yeah.
And them dogs be breathing clean like that. Why not buy older from him? Or whatever, F3, 4, 2, I don't know.
Whatever.
Why
Yeah.
not buy
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
from him? If you want an athlete, see him.
Yep.
If I want a bowling ball, I'm gonna call Ramarco. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? 'Cause I don't think Ramarco can do what his dogs are doing. But again, they're in the same class, the older community, and you got one that's a tank and one that's a Bradley. You know what I'm saying? They can move a little more.
Yeah.
You know, he came to mind. I saw one of his commercials, a dog jumping, hitting probably 2-3 feet in the air, grabbing that rope. Holy cow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It just reminded me of our dogs back in the day. The Southern Whites would run and jump and catch the ear of a cow. They'll run and have to time it just right and jump and catch that cow by the nose or by the ear
Wow.
and hold the cow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's time, there's precision, there's athleticism. But I ain't gonna lie. So I brought that up. I almost tanked all of my ABs for Old Southern White, but I could not find the phenotype that I had. I didn't tell nobody.
Okay.
But that breed is kind of faded a lot faded. But the phenotype that I had that I liked the most, I could not find it. And so I gave up on looking for it,
Okay.
And I don't have hogs anymore either. But
Yeah.
it was something I grew up on,
Yeah.
Man, these dogs were so tough, and they'll bite your tire coming in the yard and bust your tire. Yeah. It was crazy, man. Yeah, we had to do that. It busted, and we bought tires too because of it. Somebody put a business, they bust your tire, man. That's crazy, man. But come
Yeah.
on, one of them old cars with the size 13 tires is as good as busted, man. Man. But they were gritty though, and they were game too. So I really loved them dogs back in the day. Man, but yeah, man, I would hope that was a great question, Dennis. How we can get our community going. If we could get all these breeders, man, if you could one day, one evening, man, if I don't know if the podcast forum can hold it, can get a representative or two from each genre. I know you can't get all the breeders online, there's too many of us, but the ones who are making the most noise or maybe have had the most impact over the last, say, decade, and get them online and let's have a conversation. Or maybe, hey, let's go on Facebook Live and have a conversation. Or if they even make time. But, for me, 9 o'clock is late. But you asked me, I'm honored to be here, and I'm honored to get some listeners.
No, thank you, George, for being here. No, and you know what? That's a great idea. We don't even have to do it on a Wednesday night. Even on the weekend when I know most people are off work or whatever, we'll do it, even at 10 a.m. Eastern time. It'll be 6, 7 o'clock our time. It's okay. We'll do it.
Yeah, like a special event.
Yeah.
Because man, I wish that if we could agree to disagree, and again, not be disagreeable, but support one another, like we talked about. Now that I met Gam, and I'm gonna get your number. Dennis sent me his number. You know what I mean? Hey man, if you're out on the West Coast, I vouched for people before. And somebody called me, hey, Top G, man, this person, man, he want to get a dog. Will he pay me? Yeah, he'll pay you. Go ahead and do it, man. You're good. I vouched for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Or they got pups over there. They got pups over here. If anybody needs some pups in Texas, man, right now, my uncle, man, OG HJ Harvey, man, he's got some nice nice bully bulldogs out there right now. He's got a Bromley Jip. I think she was bred to one of Gutter Boy's sons, and they're some bully jokers, man. They look good right out there in Houston area, you know. Over on the East Coast, you know, it's 2 litters on the ground. Cliffside Watkins got some bullhead standard dogs, some nice pups, and Robert Cox got some Confederate Lions dogs over there, all brindle or black, beautiful standard dogs. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
I think CJ has some bully dogs over in Bainbridge area down in South Georgia. CJ Hall Star Black and Bulldogs. We got some nice pups. So, you know, these people are working their breed, and I don't mind leading somebody to these folks who got these puppies. I don't have anything to give. I get a phone call. I promise you, this is not bragging. Hello, man. Maybe I'm gonna call her right back, love. Let my wife know I'm gonna call her right back. My wife calling me. She's like, "Where you at?" So I'm gonna call back in a minute. But if we can help connect the dots with pups and breeders, we'll be doing good. I get a call every week, sometimes twice a week. Come on, baby. She'll know more. That's my shit. I'm gonna have to wrap this thing up because she will keep calling me.
No worries.
No, for
We
sure,
understand.
George.
My baby got time at the moment. I mean, I love this stuff, man. I love Bulldog and love talking to people. But let's do some more networking, man. And,
No, definitely.
And I'll help
Absolutely.
you. Yeah, if you want to
No,
run
thank
that
you
show
for being here, George.
and get, yeah, absolutely. What happened? Did Ernest never get back in?
No, he was having
No.
trouble logging in and stuff, so he just said he was gonna be
Okay,
on the sidelines.
okay. Well, good deal. Some help, you know, connecting with some of these side over here, man. I do what I can to try to help them. Appreciate you having me. Any last question that you need to get clarified, you know, that we didn't talk about?
Yeah, no, for sure. No, you
Did we cover everything we want to cover?
Yeah, I think today was
no,
good,
yes,
and you know
definitely,
what?
George.
Like the way it's going, you know, you're always more than welcome, and I'm sure we'll, you know, have you back. And you know, it's been great. These 2 times have been, you know, very nice. So we appreciate you. And we're always having a good time.
And
Oh yeah,
definitely, George, let's do that, man. Get, you know, like you said, some of the top breeders, have them in one, you know, Facebook Live and have a conversation.
yeah,
Let's set
yeah,
that up for sure.
yeah. We set the ground rules, you know, ahead of schedules, you know, and make sure this is how we're gonna keep it, you know, do this and that. And we're gonna go from there.
Yeah, no, for sure.
We're gonna
No,
keep
well,
going.
appreciate you,
Let
George.
me.
You have a good night.
All right, brother.
All right, good
Bless you
night.
guys. Y'all take care. Stay safe in the storm this weekend. All right.
Yes,
Will
sir.
do.
All right.
Right.
Take care. All right. All right.